Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of my gardening videos. Today I'm out in my garden. I'm going to be doing some weeding up. I've got some plants that I need to tie up, and I'm going to be doing some fertilising some of these plants with just a little bit of a top dressing and picking out some of them to give them more air between them. So I'm going to be what I'm going to be showing you today, how I do it in my garden. So the first thing what I'm going to be doing is my cucumbers, so I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, so I've got my cucumber plants which are down here. As you can see, they're starting to run a bit now, so I've got to find which one is which. And they send out these feelers, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly tie these to the post, to a pole rather. These they start to run up the pole soon. So you don't want to tie these too tightly, just want to get them so they've got enough thing through them. So as you can see, these have put on a bit of growth since the last time you saw them. You can see with these ones how healthy they are. They're sending out side runners as well. So soon I'm going to have to pole these ones up as well, because these are runners. So you can see how much growth they've really put on since they've been planted. Put another one just up here. And then you can see this. You can see how much growth they've put on. So that one up, and I will put that to that one and put this to that one. So I'm going to put it to this one. So that's the cucumbers tied up. This one was a bit longer than I would have done it to that one, which I might actually see if I can get it to that one, then it'll run up this pole. So that's how you can grow your tomatoes. You just make a little trellis like that, you don't have to do nothing fancy. So if you see that, that's coming off of, that's just one plant there, so I've got two runners and they're sending off some nice side shoots as well, so that's them. So that's the first job. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, so these are this is my other cucumber. You can see this one's running really nicely. So I'm just going to put another tie in on this one, so it just stays on the pole. And then these are my pumpkins. Don't know why they're not running. This is a squash. This is my other This is a pumpkin here. So I've got 3 pumpkins. I'm meant to have 3 pumpkins in here. Let's see what the other one's doing. Now I've got 2 pumpkins in here. This is a squash and this is a pumpkin. This is a pumpkin. So I've got two in here. I thought I had 3. So this is how I grow my ones. I'll just let them run up the pole. You can see a nice little cucumber there coming along. And if I can get the camera in a bit more, so there's some nice cucumbers coming now. They haven't got no pumpkins yet. I think these are all males. They're all males what they're sending out at the moment. So that's those. Right. So I'm going to go on to the next job now, which are my tomatoes. I've got to pick these out a bit and let them get a bit more air in them. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, this is my Gigantico. So I'm just going to cut off some of these ones what's not doing anything, just to give the plant a bit more energy. You're not cutting off a lot, you're just cutting off the ones what's not doing anything. You will see the side shoots. So in here I've got three. So just want to prune it up a bit. The ones what's not doing anything. You can see where the flower ones are going to come, which are like there and there. So you know, you just give that a little bit more air to them. So that's that one. That's all I need to do for now. Once it gets a bit more out, then I'll do it a bit more. Right, these are my tumblers. You can see these ones are giving off a lot of foliage. So I need to just get in there and just trim some of this, so that the air can get to the leaves. You can see it's nicely flowering. Like with these ones, these ones are a lot more harder to prune, because you need to really take your time and go through it and see where the ones what ain't doing anything are going. And you're going to make more light coming in. So these are a mixture of tumblers. You can see I've got some nice ones soon to be ripening up. So looking forward to those. This one's a really thick one, so you have to go in deep with this one. And be careful not to over clip any. Because you see how much growth is underneath, and that's just taking up a lot of energy in there. And someone was saying to me, if you get like these tomatoes cuttings, get like a bucket, this is my rubbish bin, and soak these in water, then you can use it as a feed and dressing for them, which is what I might do later on, because I've got a lot. So you can see how much these underneath as well. So your tomatoes, I know a lot of people do their ones a different way, but this puts more energy into the plant and gives you more tomatoes. To me anyway, gives you more tomatoes once you do them like that. So you can see that's nicely thinned out. Big one there. And you see, like underneath now, there's a lot more tomatoes and a lot more flowers underneath. What you wouldn't have seen if you didn't prune them out, you wouldn't see them. So you can see underneath how much growth is underneath there. There's a lot of growth underneath. It's just taking up unnecessary energy to the plant. So that's that one. These ones are just new ones what's coming out, so they're just broadening out. So you can see this is a thick one. Don't know what one that one is, because that one ain't got no tomatoes on it. So I think these are tigress, the ones with the stripe. So that's another job done. Right, so I'm going to go over to the other side of my garden now and see what's going on over there. You can see these potatoes are always in the way. So I don't know if there's any potatoes down there. So I'm going to come right over. Right, I had a few issues with mice what was coming into the garden, and lucky enough this morning I managed to catch 2. I usually like set a little trap for them, because they were the ones that was taking off the top of my French beans. As you can see, my French beans are coming along nicely now, running up the pole, which is what I wanted them to do. If the mice wasn't taken off the top, then there would have been beans up the pole about this side, because you can see that side there would have been about up to here. So I haven't got none in that middle bit, so just checking these. Don't know if there's any beans coming out down the bottom that you can see, but everything's coming along nicely. Right, so the next job I've got to do, I've got to get in here, take off. You can see I've got some really nice cool jets. So taking off those ones now puts energy, and any leaves what look like this, I'll take those off, because those are just wasting the energy too. So just take off these leaves as well. there for a bit. A big one in here. So that's putting more light in between now. So these are the courgettes what managed to get off. Some nice sized courgette, just how I like them. Lightly fried with some salted butter. So just put these here first. Right. Got my tomatoes now, which I have to try and get in there. These are going to take a lot of trimming. You can see they're just getting a bit out of thing, but I have to get in there somehow. So now I'm going to climb over there. I've got to move all this stuff. That's the thing about container garden. Then once you want to get somewhere, you've got to move stuff all around. You can see you've got some big long growth what's not doing anything, so might have to do this on another video when I can get in between. At the moment I'm just stretching out my back a bit too much, which is not very good. Just want to get the energy back into the plants. There's a lot of tomato bunches, you can see down there. And what I've done, I've just broken off a big stem there. That's what happens all the time to me. So I'll have to do that another time when I've got a bit more energy in my back. Right, you can see my sweet potatoes and that are coming along really nicely now. So what I'll do, once that gets a bit longer, then I'll train it up, let them grow upwards. My onions, you know, seen me in the last video, I used some for the barbecue and that. And the potatoes are just grown over length now. Don't know if there's going to be any down there, but we'll see. Someone was saying that I shouldn't have put the chicken manure pellets in with them, because that gives off all this growth. So I think maybe that's what that could be, why they're so tall. See my pear trees, a few pears on there coming along nicely now on both trees, and my plum tree. Right, so that's another job done out of the way. So what I'm looking for now is a little bit of space, which I haven't got, but I'm gonna have to sort out something. But I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, so I was trying to prune out my tomatoes, but I'll have to find a way of getting over there without hurting up my back too much. So I've got a bucket. I've just had a little bit of compost. I thought I had enough to fill one of these, but I haven't. So I have to just make do with the bucket like that. I've put some compost in there and some farmyard manure. Just going to put a little bit of blood fish and bone in there. Mix that in. So while I was out on Sunday, I was at a boot fair. There was a couple selling these. They're called Kobe Rabbit, and you know when your gardener's instinct kicks in, you know you ain't got space to put them, but you still want to try them. But so I'm gonna find somewhere to put these. So I'm gonna put these into this bucket. They said to me they grow like a globe and they're like a radish, so I'm gonna do that. So as you can see, they've got a nice root system on them already. So I've just got to plant them as they are and just hope for the best. You know, this should be a lot deeper, but I just have to do it like this for now. I'll have to see if I can get some more compost over there from somewhere to top it up a bit more. So these are all going to go in here. Dig a bit deeper than usual. Get them right in here. Get them covered. So I don't know how big these get or anything, but you know, you just try everything. So there's two in this one. There's two in this one, but I'll have to still plant them together. I don't want to separate anything right now. Them planted in there. So just water those in a minute and find somewhere to put them. Got no water in the tub, so right. So my next job is, so there's going to do some dressing. So I've got my cucumbers, so just gonna put, this is blood fish and bone. Don't know why this one's so dusty, so I'm just going to give these a little dressing with blood fish and bone. My carrots here, I'll just do the same with those. I don't worry about getting it on the foliage because later on I'm just going to water those. When I water that in, that'll wash off. Right. Got my Scotch bonnet. So I'm just going to Just the top of those with some bloodfish and bone. Our sweet potatoes. And then these beetroots and that, I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet, I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to pull them all out because they've all got that I forgot what you call it now, miners or something like that. Right, the tomatoes, I'm going to do the same with those. We usually use a emulsion on these as well, the tomato, right? But I'll do that later on. This is a flowering plant which I thought wasn't going to come back. Just going to put a little bit on this. And I'm going to put some in my other plants. Just to give it a little bit more nitrogen. So I've got my other peppers in here. Just going to give these a little bit too. Some sweet potatoes in here, what keeps getting crowded out by these potatoes. They're trying to survive. Keep pushing these potatoes over, but they still want to come over this direction. Right. Got my sweet potatoes here. So give those a bit more. These a bit more. Just have to just how I do it, just chop it down and just wash it off the leaves. Or you can just water that in. Like cool jets, going to give those a bit. I don't know why this one's so dusty. So what I usually do with our tomatoes now, under the roots, I just throw it like that. So that's the only dressing what they're going to get apart from the liquid feed for the rest of the season. These potatoes are just a nuisance. The corn, I'm going to leave those for now because we've had a lot of problems with corn this year, so I'm just going to leave those. Got my parsley, my rosemary, other plants. I want to get some in. Sweet potatoes around the back here. Don't know. Right, so that's all I wanted to do for today. You can see everything's coming along nicely. If you come over, bring the camera over here. See over here, when I planted these spinach and chard, So bring the camera in a bit more. You can see that they're starting to sprout out already. The new ones that I just planted, so they're coming along nicely. And then you can see since I've cut them how much growth they've put on already. They're growing really fast. So my lettuces, I picked off some on Sunday which I've got inside. So when I see these ones what's bitten up, I always take those off just in case. You don't know what's eating them. So I don't want it spreading to the other ones. So you can see these ones I've taken off a fair bit on Sunday for my dinner and never got to eat them yet, but I'm going to be eating some today. So you can see these are nicely coming on. I just pick the outer leaves and then you can use them out throughout the season. I know some people just pull up the whole thing, but they just keep coming. So you can see my flowers and everything now. See my flowers are coming along nicely. I'll let the cameraman go in a bit more and show you the flowers a bit more close up. There's more petunias and our pansies. I've got some begonias in there, but I can't see them because they're right at the front. But everything's coming along nicely and flowering nicely. See the ones at the back. My rhododendrons are starting to flower up now. The pink one. My grapevine, you can see from the last time that grows. I'm sure that grows about 5-6 inches every night. It just spread and I cut it back and it still sends out the side ones. And you can see some of my other lilies there start to flower up. My peppers I've got up here. I think I've got a bit of thing on there, so I'm going to pick that one up. Anytime I see anything like leaf disease like that, I don't know if it's spreading from these beetroots and that, so I've got to decide whether to just pull them out and call it a day on these. I can see bulbs down there, but they're small bulbs. But whether that's affected the bulb itself as well, I don't know. So that's another thing I've got to check. So mentioned my plum tree earlier. You can see there's quite a few on there this time. Still got to prune it back again at the end of the season. So hopefully I'll get round to that. And then you see my other flowers down here. They're flowering up nicely. In the background I'm just making too much noise at the moment. So see my shallots are doing it. So you can see that everything's coming together. The only thing what's causing a bit of a headache at the moment is the potatoes, because I had to put them in a different position this year. But we'll see if there's anything down there this year. If not, then I'm going to have to really reconsider if I'm going to waste my time with them again. But I think I might have to give them a try again, because I or of the chicken manure pellets, what I put in there might have just caused them to grow and not send any tubulars down. So we'll see, and as you can see, they're flowering already. So, but we'll have to see how everything goes. So you can see we're getting there slowly but surely, but we're getting there, and we've got everything coming along nicely. So I hope you all enjoy this one. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Don't only just watch the channel, subscribe to the channel as well, take part in the channel, send your tips and comments along with everybody, and on the next video I'll have an announcement to make, which is going to be for everybody what's living nearby me. You listen out for that announcement and we'll take things from there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one, and happy gardening to all of you.